quickly, and he got the Germans out of some deep, deep stuck already. He's a hell of a nice guy, and I hope the hell he wins.
Seat number 3 for Germany, Tony Varjavan. He's been very instrumental in the German success so far. Very solid player, Tony. And in the match against Sweden, Park, I mean, he took out Ken Leonard, if I'm not mistaken. Seat number 1 is the German captain, the never-phased, always unflappable Lothar Landauer.
Hello, Marcel.
Well, Lothar brings a lot of solidity and experience to this German team. You know, when I started playing in Paris 10 years ago, Lothar had already been to town and left. I mean,
Good luck to everybody.
I've been playing with Lothar for somewhere between 15 and 20 years, and he's got a reputation as a very, very solid player.
I mean, two contrasting styles, Park. You know, the Dutch team may have a lot of flair and a lot of action, but the Germans so solid through and through, and that's what's got them here.
Lothar, if you lose, you know it's your fault.
The chips in this semi-final heat, 100,000 per player. Those yellow chips worth 1,000 each. The blues are 2,000, and the reds 5,000. And as we know, only the winner, who gets the 600,000 all his own, will take his whole team forward to that spot in the finals. Germany v. Holland. And if this was a football pitch match, it couldn't be any more competitive. These teams, fierce rivals.
Well, it's funny. This is an exact mirror image of what we'd expect if these two teams were playing a soccer match. Like, we've seen this one a load of times before. The Dutch full of bluster and aggression and sheer skill, and the Germans just working out the angles and how do you take this guy out of the game.
Very unlikely for the Germans to score an own goal here in poker either. And look at that, Glenn Helder, Jack 10 suited, first hand of the game, Park, fold for a 3,000 raise. That's
it's a very interesting play. I mean, Helder went a little bit bananas in the first heat. He got a little bit excited with just to be here. But I can imagine that since then, since the quarter-final match, that the Dutch have sat down and had a bit of a talk with Glenn, and they've made sure that he doesn't dump off any chips at the Germans with a fit of exuberance. And that pass of the Jack 10 is exactly the kind of thing that they'll have been talking to him about.
Yeah, you know, Glenn Helder, we've seen in his matches that he can lay down the big bluff. And if the Germans have any weaknesses at all, Glenn Helder may just get them off a hand.
Well, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing Glenn Helder when he gets a little bit more experience, because, I mean, he's got the bottle, he's got the moves, he absolutely enjoys being out there on the edge. He's going to...
Glenn Helder's chips are only about 1.5 inches away from the line. I mean, you think he's not ready to stick them in?
Well, maybe he thinks the line is a bit further away.
Noah Buchan has just raised the second pot in a row. He's had real hands both times. But, you know, that's the kind of thing that can start preying on your mind when you come with as big a reputation as Noah.
Well, it won't start preying on the mind too much if you keep showing them like that. like I can be pretty dumb at the poker table, but if a guy turns over his hand and shows it to me twice in a row, I'm quite liable to believe that he actually had it.
I wait with my good one.
Here's a chance for you to get involved. Let's have a look at our fantastic competition. With nations getting into a football frenzy, we want to get you in the football mood with our competition. We have 10 World Cup shirts to give away thanks to Europe's leading online sports store, kitbag.com. You can select which shirt you'd like from any of the teams competing in the World Cup. From England to Germany to Brazil, you can wear your favorite shirt just by answering the following question. Dave Elliott is also known as, is it A, swordfish, B, devilfish, or C, fish finger? To enter, just go to www.5.tv/poker and answer the question. Entrance was over 18. The competition closes midnight on the 18th of July. It's not just the competition on our website. There's loads more poker hints and info for you. Check out the Test Yourself section, where you can see how good you are at spotting a bluffer. If you don't fare too well, don't worry. Click on Watch Now, and some of the biggest names in the game will fill you in on their tips and entertain you with their poker stories. So log on to www.5.tv/poker.
Yeah, sure. As long as one of us.
To hell with the pros. It's an awful pity one of the footballers has to get knocked out. know, they provided some of the, two tremendous
Sorry, but I
characters,
understand you well,
completely different, but
Good job you were,
they're from the same pod
playing
nonetheless.
when you play football, because if
Yuri,
you
of course,
were
won a European Cup with Hamburg. I think,
after 20
is that the
minutes
team
you
with,
would
was
say,
Kevin
well,
Keegan on
I
that team,
didn't see
Jesse?
any ball coming by,
Um,
and then you start to play and you get in
Well,
the field
Park,
and play.
I think you're right.
Pass.
Osawela.
I think you're right. He was a bit of a poker
Raised
player.
3,000 total.
Certainly taught the English team how to play, didn't he? Why isn't he in this tournament?
Let's give them a
Pop with the appearance fee. What do you give the man who is everything?
The raise has come from the button.
Let's watch the team play.
Lothar Landauer with the 7-9 of hearts.
Sure.
And Marcel's in the middle here with the ace-queen. And he's got plenty to say about it.
Well, this is a bit unusual. We got two Germans and a Dutchman in the pot, and the Dutchman's got the best hand.
Not anymore. Look at this flop for Lothar Landauer. He's raised it up at a couple rags and flopped two pair.
Check.
What will Lothar do here? Maybe bet 10,000?
10,000.
Now, what's Marcel going to do? This doesn't look like a Lothar flop. In fact, I don't remember ever seeing Lothar in a pot where the 9-7-6 flop was any good to him, unless he'd been in the big blind. Certainly not a raise pot, so this could be going through Marcel's mind. Certainly, if this was an individual event, Marcel could easily be making this 30,000 now, trying to pick up the pot. But as the Dutch captain, he's let it go.
I like it.
And if you could see, when later on he gets to see Lothar's hand,
Well,
he'll be delighted it was a team event.
Lothar showed the
I wonder if
7.
his kicker was an ace.
And,
Well, if Lothar showed the 7, you can be sure Marcel is now absolutely convinced Lothar at 3
It was just
sevens.
the liners.
I'm thinking 3 sevens myself when I've seen his hand.
Gee, I set a trap, it didn't work.
You said a trap?
I set a trap.
You want to climb on it. Trap.
Ladder,
Yeah, ladder.
Dutch's trap.
well, I mean, Marcel could have been thinking to raise that hand before the flop, Park, but
Well, Marcel didn't really want to re-raise out of position. He wasn't really setting the trap. You know, ace-queen isn't a great re-raising hand, because if you re-raise out of position with ace-queen and you get called, very hard to know where you're at. You can be setting yourself up.
Pass.
sometimes you spring the trap and the jaws hinge on you.
Excuse me.
Sometimes you deserve it.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know if Lothar is running a fever, but
I think they will be calling on him for a urine sample afterwards. And I'd like to bet it's positive.
well, it's great. You know, I mean, Lothar is well entitled to decide that everyone's got a form line on him, and
Well, I tell you, the last time Lothar, in his whole poker career, limped into a pot with a hand that added up to less than 10s, it was a pair of 4s. And he considered that his frisky play of the day. It was,
this is great.
He must have misread his hand. He might have looked at the 5 of clubs twice. Oh my God.
5, 2.
Oh wow, Lothar Landauer has just flopped 2 pair Park, and Marcel Lusk has flopped the straight.
Oh, here come the train wreck. This could be very unfortunate for Germany.
If there's one guy who could be able to get away from this, it is Lothar, but
5,000.
I don't see. Is Marcel going to fast play this or slow play this Park?
I think he'd slow play this because he'll know that Lothar's a pretty hard guy to trap. So Marcel will be kind of hoping that Lothar's has maybe limped with a pair of 9s, 10s or something like that, and he can. Lothar be good enough to throw that away for a raise.
Pass.
Marcel has the nuts. He can even beat something like ace-3. Well, he can beat everything basically. That's what the nuts usually is.
In most countries.
Landauer needs a 4 or 5.
10.
And
Well, that's round about what Marcel would think that Lothar was looking
10,000.
for. So Marcel may think that Lothar had 9s, 10s, 8s, something like that for the limp. So now it's time to spring the trap. Now Marcel trying to pretend he's not springing a trap.
Raise. 15,000 more, 25 total.
Marcel baiting.
I like this play. I mean,
It's a very small raise, Park. It's almost inviting the re-raise, isn't it?
yeah.
And this is a very tough spot for Lothar Landauer.
Well, I tell you, Lothar was Irish. His chips will be in the middle.
Oh my, Lothar has gone all in. And Marcel Lusk has